Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Adventures. Last time we wrapped up court proceedings here with very dubious actions by Mr. McGilded. It was quite suspicious to say the least. Now here comes the part where I'm afraid that I might have, cut the end of the episode a little too soon here, because I have a feeling that we could be very close to the end of the part. I have a feeling that this case may go on, continue, but I feel like a to be continued is going to be right around the corner here. So let's see what the characters have to say about everything that just happened. So yeah, 5:14 p.m. We've been in there for many hours now today. That certainly was a long trial. Yes, it was. Your first ever trial on foreign soil and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations. And to you, Mrs. Sato, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. I know, this is so strange for an Ace Attorney game. Well, we didn't have enough time. But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that. The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection. Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. He's probably not happy about us at the very end there. Ah, and that girl's with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? About the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I've you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Ah ha 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 ha! Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking feller, aren't you? I must say, you had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Wah ha ha ha! It is water under the bridge. Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared. But nothing's resolved. I don't know, part of me thinks he actually did it. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye. They've all seen that I didn't do the odious and abstinent deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is. They'll get to the truth. I have absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Ah ha 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 ha! It's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Just take it, man, just take it. I don't know, be wise. You're a humble people, are you? From the east. Well, if you insist. But have this, still and all. You deserve a reward. Mr. Magnus McGilded. Well, the bailiff's gonna have something to say. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom. Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe. I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. I'm sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. They're going to examine it again? Now? Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a well of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes. Free man. I don't like this. I need to know what happened. Oh, I forgot she was here too. Oh, she's about to book it though, it looks like. Please don't shoot me. Don't move. Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down? You're a grown-up. Sorry? And I ate all grown-ups. Ah! There you are. Well, who are you? Another little girl? Naughty, naughty, running off like that. Is this some kind of picnic? Who's this little girl now? And taking that with you as well? I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher. Ha! Oh, she's got a bigger one. Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Grr. Excuse me, but who are you? Oh, good day to... I probably should do like a higher pitched voice for her. She's so small. Oh, good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. I can't... I don't know if I can do that voice very long. The inventor? Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull. Don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself. Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all? I just took my eyes off it for a moment whilst I was changing onto a different omnibus, and she pinched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon. I'm sorry, what did you just say? A what's it what? I have no idea what this girl is talking about. Anyway, you're coming with me now. Back to my laboratory. Oh, what? What for? To apologize, of course, silly. To my technician. What? You mean to say sorry? You must say sorry when you're done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? Humph. I don't listen to no adults. Come along then. Follow me. Fine. Have it your way. Oh, good. You'll see. I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end. I'm fairly sure what she wants to do is not to get shot by that massive gun of yours. Maybe that's a real gun. Who knows? Little children having guns. It's definitely quite a thing to see in society nowadays. We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss. She was a lively one. Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now too? Yes, you're right, but where to? Oh! We haven't had time to find a place to stay. No sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our traveling cases are still with the bailiff. I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings. But this late hour in the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck. Don't worry though, I have a plan. If the worst comes to worst, I've heard of a lovely park where we could spend the night. A park? Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park. I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through. I'm not so sure about that. I would not sleep outside either, if I had the choice. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person solid just as easily an elder one. Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable. Wow, she seems very upset about that. Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or mansion. And so, the trial to determine any worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we are soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case is far from over. Is that the end, or is this like a mid? Oh, I should shut up. What the heck?
How did this happen? I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed. No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating.
Someone's in there. What?
No. Oh, good
Oh no, not the judge.
Oh, this can't be.
Why is no one doing anything to put this out? Excuse me. The end? What? That was actually the end of the trial. I just got an achievement. Just completed episode 3. I guess we'll save. Golly, I wish I proceeded last time. Well, I guess we'll go straight into episode 4, you know. It's not ideal, but we're only 10 minutes into this. I just saved, didn't I? Yeah. We don't need to save again. Alright, episode 4. The Adventure of the Clouded Kokoro. I wonder what that means. Let's get right into it. I'm sure there's gonna be another cutscene.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes.
We're back to Sholmes.
Turning his head languidly in my direction. That there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife.
Another moided person.
Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
There's a lot to unpack there. Is this happening in present time? I don't understand the timeline of this. Because it seems to me like Herlock is talking to Wilson, but Wilson is the victim of the first case, you know? I don't understand the timeline of this. Or maybe there's someone else he's talking to and I'm mixing my people up. Here we are, 19th of February. What day was it? What day was the trial? Like, how far in the future is this? I don't remember. Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruhodo? No, not at all. It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace. And with all the gaslights twinkling, it was brighter than day even in the middle of night. What about the enormous beds? After my time on the SS Bureau, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other. Oh yes, it really was the sort of night you can only dream of normally. Except, when I learned that we owed £3 for the rooms, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare. Oops! Sorry about that. The building was so impressive, and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking. In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill. Ugh, I really am sorry. How much were we actually paid, then? Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. Okay, so this is, like, the day after, I think. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be used up in 10 days or less. Ugh, London is a scary place. I assume this is a Maelstrom, or however you say his name. Good morning to you at this early hour. It is. Oh yes, geez. He's really stammering there. Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at the Old Bailey yesterday. Susato-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart. Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into British courtroom practices. Oh, yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you. And in accordance with your instructions, Lord Strongheart, Mr. Naruhodo performed his duty to the end. Yes, I've already been apprised of the events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed. Oh, no longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer. My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land. Thank you very much. So I'm a lawyer now. That means we earn the big bucks. Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. Dude, I just finished the last one. Give me like a day at least to recuperate. I'd like to take it on at once. You to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem. Another case already. Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure. I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I? It's just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it. What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? Do they not know about how the omnibus was set on fire? Like right after we left? The judge... Oh, sorry. I don't, for some reason I read that as the judge. Okay. The culpability of the defendant has not, at the present time, been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment. Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Evil laugh! Ha 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 ha! I totally innocent! Ha 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 ha! I just couldn't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Mr. Naruhodo, it's just that I never imagined to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended. Well, you would need to let it trouble you for a second longer. Sorry? What do you mean, Lord Strongheart? Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial. That was him? He was, like, was that him in the omnibus? What? No! What? Mr. McGilded is dead? I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk. Well, we gotta hear all the deets on this. Was he in the omnibus? I don't understand. What happened? How can he be dead? After the trial concluded yesterday, there was a great commotion in the Old Bailey. As you'll presumably recall, an omnibus had been wheeled into the courtroom. Yes, of course. That was the scene of the crime, which Mr. McGilded has been accused of. Precisely. Well, while the bailiff's attention was diverted by some other matter, the omnibus went up in flames. No! How could such a thing have happened? That is being investigated as we speak, but already. The police have identified a corpse found inside the charged shell of the carriage as that of McGilded. That's awful. The man must have slipped inside whilst the bailiff's attention was elsewhere. That bailiff really needs to pay more attention. The bailiffs in these games are very lax, it seems. They let people get away, they let stuff catch on fire in the middle of the courtroom. They need to step up their game is what needs to happen. And how could that have happened? That is also being investigated as we speak. Thinking back now, immediately after the trial, Mr. McGilded did mention going back into the courtroom to look at the omnibus. Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, I don't think I really need to do this flashback, do I? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself. Well, I guess most people would probably wait until starting the next case, you know? Right after finishing the last one. An inspection of the omnibus. Not to my knowledge. I don't believe Scotland Yard had any intention of re-examining the carriage. But then who was Mr. McGilded talking about? Never mind that now. The Yard is making a thorough investigation. This matter is no longer any concern of yours. Leave it to the police. Poor Mr. McGilded. British court. Let's talk about British courts for a second. So, how did you find your first taste of our country's Supreme Courts? Oh, well, I don't know. I mean, it was wow. It was very posh indeed. Mr. Naruhodo means that the whole experience was steeped in the solemnity of the Great Britain's long history. It really was a world apart from our own judicial system in Japan, which is only a few short decades old. Wow, Chisato-san has such a way with words. And you seem to have a way of failing to find the right one. She read my mind again! The judicial system here is the most advanced in the world. Learn all you can. The most advanced in the world, is it? It was fortunate that your very first trial was a simple affair. Simple? That was simple? Yeah, I'll say. As I believe I mentioned yesterday morning, it was a trial you couldn't lose. I don't mean to be contrary, Lord Strongheart, but the case was anything but simple. Those jurors were biased as heck. The circumstances of the case were so incriminating, I was stunned when I first heard them. In fact, I'm still finding it hard to believe that we managed to get a favorable verdict. Is something funny? No, my apologies. However, the fact is that you did receive the not guilty verdict you set out to achieve. And that could only be attributed to exceptional talents. Wouldn't you agree? Well, I don't know about that. Well, never mind. You exceeded my expectations, I freely admit. That much, at least, is undeniable truth. Which is precisely why I prepared the new case for you that I mentioned before. What's going on? What is he going to say before? Let's talk about the new case then, shall we? Could you perhaps give us some more details about the new case you mentioned? Is it another locked room mystery, perhaps? Don't tell me it's a murder and the trial starts in 10 minutes. Don't worry, it's nothing so alarming or quite so urgent as your last assignment. In fact, this case is completely different. Oh, I see. Did he just read my mind? That is to say, no one has died. As yet, I'm sorry, what? What are you talking about? And the trial will not be today. There's plenty of time to research the case thoroughly. What do you mean no one has died yet? 23 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds to be precise. So almost a day, basically. So the trial's tomorrow, then. Is everything alright? Oh, yes, I'm just a little confused, that's all. Yesterday's trial was... well, it's left me wondering if I'm really cut out for being a lawyer. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo. I don't know if I could face standing in that courtroom again after McGilded's trial. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. There's one similarity with yesterday's case. Once again, there's currently no one to advocate for the defense. Oh. If the situation remains unchanged, the trial will start tomorrow with the defendant unrepresented. And if that happens, I need not remind you of the inevitable outcome. The most terrible end awaits the defendant. Yes, that's right. Here we go again. Gotta hop back into that kangaroo court. Your time is up. You will have to excuse me. I would advise you to begin making preparations for tomorrow's trial. After all, the clock is ever ticking. There's now but 23 hours, 26 minutes, and 39 seconds until the court sits. Last time he mentioned the 23 hours, he said there was plenty of time. And one more thing, Mr. Naruhodo. There is something I should ask of you. Oh, and what's that? Yesterday, you remarked upon something. that you intend to see through the will of your late compatriots, Mr. Asaji. I would be interested to hear exactly what you mean by that. It's at 34 seconds. Oh well, yeah, you see, Cosmo always used to say, you see, that he wanted to learn how the greatest justice system in the world works so he could change ours in Japan. Now that he's gone, I'd like to work towards that myself. And there's another thing. Oh! Another thing? Continue. On the way here, on the steamship, he said something to me. There's something very important that I have to do. Something very important? And what exactly would that be? Well, I don't know. He never had a chance to tell me. I suppose he would have done if he ever made it to— You're out of time! Well, thank you for the enlightening discussion. Mr. Naruhodo, what's all this about? Mr. Asaji never once mentioned anything of the sort to me. I urge you both to focus your attentions on the matter at hand. I've taken the liberty of summoning the police inspector in charge of the case. Dude, that's the dude in the courtroom. He'll be able to apprise you of the details. How long has he been there? So I wish you the best of luck, and bid you farewell. There's something very important that I have to do. Kazuma-sama, what did you mean? I wish I knew, but honestly, he never told me. Anyway, we better talk to the detective, don't you think? Yes, you're right. I hope I'm just imagining it, but I wouldn't say he looks pleased to see us at all. No, he looks very upset to see us. What is he holding? Very strange. Very strange indeed. Alright guys, so this episode's going to be a bit shorter than usual, but I think this is the perfect time to stop it. Next time we'll certainly talk to that detective, see what he's all about, see what he's going to fill us in on. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Again, I'm sorry that I ended up having to split, you know, the end of the last case with the beginning of this one. Definitely feels a bit weird. I would have gone on 10 more minutes, but I don't know. It's really hard to tell sometimes with these games where the to be continues are going to be. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will talk to you all later. Have a good day, guys. Bye!